Stop, this is Nancy.
Hey, I was wondering if you could look up a couple of games for me if I traded them in, what I could get for them.
Okay, hold on just 1 second, okay?
Okay.
What you got for me?
Black Ops 2 on the Xbox.
Okay. 23.
Okay, Halo 4.
22.
Okay, and one more, Battlefield 3.
5.
You get $5 trade-in on Battlefield 3?
Mm-hmm.
What if you have the premium code that comes with it that gets you online?
Doesn't make a difference.
Okay. How much does Battlefield 3 cost in the store?
$19.99.
Okay. Do they come with the premium code to get it online?
It depends whether it was traded in with it or not. Usually, if they're that's what you pay for. I mean, if you really want that code, then you have to get it new. Usually, is what we tell people. But if they're lucky, maybe it'll still be in the case.
Okay. All right, but $5 regardless if you have it or not.
Right.
All righty. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Bye.
What's up, gamers? The Red Dragon here, and what you just heard was a conversation where I could have potentially been screwed if I would have went through with those transactions. So I think most people kind of get the idea that every time you go in and you trade in a game, you're not going to get the full cost of what that's worth. They're going to make some money on it. But the question is, are you aware of how much money they're actually making on each single transaction? So I'm going to break it down for you, show you how bad it really is and how deep they're really shoving it in. So I wanted to do this because I always have friends who they say, you know, I can't buy that game this month, I don't have my paycheck yet, or I can't afford to get Xbox Live yet, I gotta wait for a couple of weeks until I get some more money in the bank. And then I hear them go and turn around and they're trading in games and they're doing all this. And so I wanted to do a video that shows you how to stretch your dollar or Ruby or whatever it is that you're using, and how to make that money last a little bit longer, get the most out of your used games. So let's take a look at what GameStop offered me for my trade-in values, and let's look at how much they're going to actually make off of that. So let's take the first game, Black Ops 2. She offered me $23 trade-in for that. They are going to turn around and sell it for $54.99. That is a potential profit of $31.99 on that one transaction. You go trade in Black Ops 2, they just made $32 off of you. All right, let's take a look at the next one, Halo 4. Same deal, except you're actually leaving a little bit more on the table, $32.99. And then finally, Battlefield 3, she said they'd give me $5 for it, and they would turn around and sell it for $19, so that's $14.99. So if I was to go through and I would have traded in all those games, they would have made $79.97 off of me. That's definitely over a game. That's a game plus taxes plus some. Or maybe that's a couple of used games. That is a lot of money that you are leaving on the table. But you may say, Dragon, well, they're always doing extra deals and stuff. Take this deal, for instance, the one in the middle. $10 extra in-store credit if you trade in any 3 games. So if I would have done this deal, they actually would have only made $69.97 on me. That's still way too much, at least for my taste. So what can you do with this? Because people go in and they trade in games because it's easy, and you can go in and get something for it. And they say, well, you know, if I wasn't trading them in, then it would just sit on the shelf and I wouldn't be getting anything for those games. But trust me, there's other things you can do besides going and trading in those games. Let's take a look at eBay, for instance. Now, I went in and I just did a really quick search. This popped right up. Black Ops 2, 27 minutes left, and it was going for $49. That's $49 that person is going to be getting back from that game, and the time was still left on the ticker, so it might have actually went for a little bit higher than $49. And the thing about this is, This was just a disc. This was some person who made a crappy photo, by the way, because it's got smudge marks all over the disc. I would never bid on this, but somebody has said that this is worth at least $49 just for the disc, and they're getting that money. They're not having to share it with anybody, and the only thing they're having to do is put it in an envelope, however you want to say it, and taking it to the mailman and letting him deliver it. And they are making that money. Let's take a look at another one. Halo 4, $45. Still 1 hour left on this bid as well. And again, that's money in their pocket, not GameStop's. And then finally, Battlefield 3. Here is one with an online pass, because let's get real. If you have an online pass, your game is going to be worth more than a used game that doesn't have an online pass. If you notice during that conversation, I actually posted up text that said an online pass for Battlefield 3 is $10. Yet GameStop doesn't care if you have that code or not. They're not going to give you any extra for that. But they're making their $19 on this. So I just think that this tells you two things. One, if you want to buy used games, you're probably going to get a better deal online than you are if you go into the store. If you can just be a little patient, if you can wait a few more days, because yes, you do have to ship it. But two, you can make a lot more money if you go and you just take the time to go ahead, list these things. And I'm not promoting eBay either. I don't want to send that message, because eBay, I have nothing to do with them. I use it. I sell games on eBay. But you can also look at Amazon, Craigslist. Hell, you'd probably make more at a yard sale or a flea market than you would at your local GameStop, even if they're running deals. And sometimes they do run good deals that make it somewhat worthwhile. But I'll tell you what I sell on, or I'll tell you what I will trade in. If they're running deals where you get a lot of money if you trade in like 3 or 4 games, I'll save a lot of crappy games like old sports games, Connect games, stuff like that that won't sell well on eBay. Those games I will trade in, and I'll take advantage of the GameStop. But if I'm just going in and I've got a brand new game that I just played and I beat in a few days and I want to take it back, definitely not worth it. They are making too much money, and you can save a ton of money if you just put in a little extra work yourself and decide to sell it and not give anybody else, not give a middleman any profit. So that's my tip for you today. So my question is, what do you do with your used games? Do you trade them in, or do you sell them online, and why? I look forward to reading your comments. Also, please give me a like button if you like these tips, and subscribe for more gaming and enlightenment news. I'm the Red Dragon. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.